Hi all, I'm Raghav and this is my Unity Fundamentals-1 Assignment 6, and today I'm going to discuss about the following two questions. What is time to delta time and what exactly simulate cool do on rigid body component. So what is time dot delta time? Let's begin with that. So time dot delta time represents the elapsed time between current frame and previous frame. The value of time dot delta time is calculated by Unity on the time it takes to render a frame. So it is commonly used by game development to create frame rate independent motion and smooth animations. So to understand the time dot time, how time dot delta time is work or used, let's consider an example where we need to move an object at a constant speed regardless of the frame rate. So without taking the frame rate into account, the object will move faster on a higher frame rate PC and slower on a lower frame rate PC. So by multiplying the time to delta time, the object's speed with the object speed, we can ensure that the object moves at constant speed rate regardless of the frame rate. So how does time to delta time work? So let's take an example where we have a 60 FPS PC and a 120 FPS PC. So we want to move an object and in 60 fps PC, the object will move smaller because slowly because the frame rate is lower in that, and in 120 fps the object will move fastly. So when we multiply it with the time to delta time, what does it does is it will just take reciprocal of the frame rate. So it will just it will be speed into FPS value. Like speed is, suppose we want to move an object at constant speed of 10. So it will be just vector 3 dot forward into speed into FPS into 1 upon FPS value. So FPS value with FPS value will be cancelled out and it will move at constant speed. So yeah, that's it about time to delta time. And second is the second question is about simulate checkbox. So when the simulate checkbox is enabled, the rigid body physics simulation is active, meaning it will be affected by forces, collisions, gravity, and other physics related interactions. The rigid body will move and react to physics simulations accordingly in that case. On the other hand, when it is unchecked or disabled, the rigid body physics will not be the rigid body physics simulation is paused. The rigid body will not be affected by any forces or collisions, and it will remain in its current position and rotation. So this option or simulated checkbox is useful in scenarios where we want to control the physics simulations manually. Like we want to freeze a player. For example, if a player if there is a booby trap and player just walked on it and time freezes in that case, so player can't move for few seconds or minutes. So we can use that. Simulate checkbox in that case, and we can also just disable and enable the rigid body component itself, but it will create spikes in the memory itself, because removing the or disabling the component will reduce, subtract, or reduce the memory, and enabling it back again, it will just add the memory, and doing it again and again will cause some spikes, or it will create a heavy functions. So instead we can use simulate. So uh, it will just select the or disable the physics properties itself. It won't just disable or enable the component. So it is useful in that case. So it won't affect the memory. That's all. Thank you so much.